Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a tag video that everyone has been doing, but it's all in good fun, and that is the hashtag Conquering Kingdoms book tag, which was created by Morgan Rhodes, the author of the Fallen Kingdom series. I do want to mention that this book tag was created because the fourth book, Frozen Tides, comes out today. So, you know, if you didn't realize that it was out today and you've read the first 3 books and you want to read the fourth book, that's out. Because some of these book tag videos have been sponsored in part, I'm obliged to tell you that this is not sponsored in any part whatsoever. I have some series of questions that Morgan Rhodes wrote herself, and we'll get started. In Mythica, there are constant betrayals, and you can't trust anyone. Which book character would you trust to be your sidekick on this adventure? For this, I'm gonna have to go with Vin from the Mistborn trilogy. So far, from what I've seen, I'm about 60-70% into this book, The Final Empire, but in the beginning of this, she's very distrusting because she knows what it's like to be betrayed. It's some of her inner thoughts of, okay, what do you want from me? And when you get it, when are you going to betray me? Kind of thing. So I think because she knows what it's like to be betrayed, that she would be less likely to betray me. And she is a teenager, which sometimes I have to remind myself because she's got some inner workings of a teenager and her head is stupid sometimes. I would choose her for my sidekick and we could go kick some ass together. You will come across many who want you dead in Mythica, so you want to be ready to fight. Whoosh. What kind of warrior are you? I would like to say that it'd be like an assassin because I'd rather just like sneak attack and kill people while they're sleeping, or at least expect it, but I kind of suck at stealth, especially in games that I do play. I hate being thieves and assassins because it all requires stealth, and I can't do stealth in video games. So I tend to play the warrior type that does the most DPS, which is damage per second. So I'd have to go with the warrior that does a lot of damage quickly, because the more damage I could get done quickly, the less likely I'm to be damaged myself. I would most likely choose like dual weapons, like two daggers or 2 kind of knives or scythes or something I can hold with both hands. I could just go. Then I'd also like maybe pick up a bow and arrow because I would want to like just take people out from afar. Mostly this is like the least amount of damage to me, and I'm good with that. Which fantasy world would you most like to conquer? My first reaction to this question was Oasis from Ready Player One, but it's not technically a fantasy world, it's more of a virtual world, so we're not gonna go with that. Instead, I'm gonna go with one of the elven worlds from the Lord of the Rings books, like Rivendell or Lothlorien, or, you know, anywhere there's elves, really, because, well, in the movies they're really pretty and fascinating and I'd love to live there. So if I could rule over them, sure, I'd be an elf and live forever. Which fictional character would you choose to rule by your side? And going back to the whole fictional boyfriend thing, I'm gonna have to pick Lestat from the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice, just because he's my go-to fictional boyfriend, okay? So if I were to rule, I'd rather have him by my side because he's a pretty powerful vampire, and yeah. Who would you throw in the dungeon? And this question got me stumped because as much as there are plenty of like characters I don't like and I'd rather like throw them in the dungeon, lock away the key, I'd rather just kill them outright and not have to worry about them escaping and seeking revenge. I guess that's the kind of person I am in this fantasy world of mine. So I don't know who I would throw in the dungeon. I'm not going to go with anyone for this because I wouldn't want to put anyone in the dungeon just in case they escaped and we were all stupid and stuff. Who gets stabbed in the back? For this, I'm going with Feyre from A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I was going to put this in the other question of who gets thrown in the dungeon, but if you know anything about this book, stuff happens, and I just don't want to risk Favor getting out and being more stupid again, so I'd rather have her stabbed in the back and be done with it, because she'd be stupid enough to get stabbed in the back. The last question is, what elemental magic would you choose to wield and why? And this is between the 4 elements, so fire, air, earth, and water. I would want to say fire because it's cool, but I'm actually gonna go with air because I think you could play a lot with air. Like, you could use air to manipulate other things like water and fire, so I'd go with air. Air would be super cool, I think. Though, when talking about elementals, things, there's the 4 elements, but there's also the 5th I like to say, which deals with the soul and the spirit and stuff, so I'd go that route too. Anyway, that is my hashtag Conquering Kingdoms book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't done it yet, and you haven't been tagged yet, or whatever, you should do this too. And you should also read Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rose, because it's a pretty awesome book. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!